Charlie Botnick here for the Pita Pit Pregame. I'm here with head coach Ricki Rothbauer of your UCCS softball team. First off, Coach, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Now, last weekend, first off, finished the regular season playing Shattering State in a 4-game series, went 2-2. So really, take me through what happened last weekend.
Well, last week we came out playing well. We had Haley on the mound, and they had one big inning in game 1 that sort of made that really lopsided. And then we came back and played really well games 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. And I think game 3 we really could have had the win there. We were in a position to put them away and pick up a 5th run early in the game. We missed a signal on a squeeze play, and things didn't work out, and they just kind of kept creeping back in. But I like our chances. I like that we're up against them again. It's kind of a good rubber match going 2-2 now, and then let's see who comes out ready to go on pretty short rest for everybody and everything like that. So we're excited to see them again. We know we can compete with them, and we know we can beat them.
And like you said, play Shattering State. You guys are the 6th seed, playing Shattering, which is the 3rd seed. And like you said, a quick turnaround, about 5 games in 5 days. Really, how tough is that going to be on your team getting back on the bus and heading to Colorado Mesa?
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme, yes, it's a quick turnaround, and our kids have been rushing around trying to cover things for school and everything like that. But comparatively to other conferences I've been in, it's pretty easy travel. I mean, 5 hours of a trip, if those are our long trips, we're in pretty good shape compared to most people in this country as far as the spread of D2 conferences are concerned. So, yeah, it's short, but, Shattering's going to have a similar length trip, and everybody's going to have to do this quick turnaround and get up early to play. So, we just need our kids to sort of tough it out and be ready for it. And hopefully the adrenaline and the excitement are going to carry them through it anyway.
And like you said, a couple of days to practice. So what have you really focused on, and what are you really expecting to see from Shattering?
Well, I mean, we've seen them, so it's hard to turn around and go crazy in a hard practice when you know exactly what you're up against and you've just seen that team. So really this week, we're just, we've been getting out, getting sharp, focusing a lot on staying off the rise ball and making sure that we've got a short barrel path to the ball, because we know, Taylor Hall is going to throw the ball up when she's ahead in the count, and we really struggled with that in game 1. So that was a big focus yesterday. We spent a lot of time hitting, but as the temperature dropped, we were like, well, it's probably time to get us out of here, because once the kids lock up and they're not moving very well, that's just kind of where we were. It dropped about 15 degrees during practice yesterday, and it was nasty and windy. But again, it might be what we see weather-wise once we get to Grand Junction. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. I imagine that's going to have a cool breeze to it. So for us, we're just trying to get out there and get used to it. Today, we practice. We'll focus more on our defense and making sure we're getting good reads on balls to the outfield with runners on, and making sure we're getting the ball ahead of the runner.
And like you said, at Colorado Mesa for this tournament, and with UCCS, we have one of the shortest fields, so we've talked about it before, where these bombers that we try and hit, they don't go over at other fields. So really, what are you expecting, and how do you think that neutral field will play a factor?
Well, I think, we've talked about this all season. We struggle a little bit on a bigger field. The biggest focus for us and what we've talked about is the fact that, even on the best of days on a short field, Taylor Hall doesn't give up many home runs. Yeah. The Shattering staff doesn't give up many home runs. So that can't be our focus. It shouldn't be our focus. We need to hit low-lying drives. We were lucky. We hit one. We came up with 1 home run in the last series, but that's uncharacteristic for our team. And I've told our team repeatedly, I really like the wins that we come up with without a home run, because it means you're executing with the bat. You're directing the ball where it needs to be and finding gaps, which takes a little bit more skill, really, when you have to sort of work around the 9 defenders. So we've just got to hit the ball lower. We've got to hit it hard, and we've got to get aggressive and hit early strikes in the count, so that we're not trying to chase and lay off that rise ball or change up.
And like you said, pitcher of the year, Taylor Hall for Shattering State. I know you've talked a little bit about her rise ball, but do you think she'll change it up a little, seeing you guys, 2 days ago?
I think it's hard to say. I mean, most pitchers try to stick with their strengths. If their strengths work for them, they're going to stick with them. But like I said, she's got that changeup too. She's got other pitches that she can get kids out with. So for us, it comes down to being aggressive. We got to go after the early strikes in the count that are trying to impress an umpire and are going to be a little bit closer to the plate, and stay out of the position where we're having to try to stay disciplined and discriminate between balls and strikes.
And with the RMAC softball tournament, you guys have a double elimination. So if you lose against Shattering, you're still in the tournament, still have a chance to win. But really, how different is that double elimination? And, with a loss or with a win, how do you keep your team's momentum rising?
Well, right now, our kids are happy to be in this tournament, and they're ready to compete. There is a little bit of the living on the edge feeling if you do end up in that loser's bracket, because at that point, it really is, survive and go on. But that's typical in any kind of bracket play for softball. Most tournaments that you're going to see are double elimination tournaments. So, I think that our kids are going to be ready for it. It's kind of what you grow up in and how you play the game. So it'll be a little bit different, especially because we're so used to being in a doubleheader format, and now it's, if you win, you play the next day. If you don't, you come back later in the evening with a big, long break in between. So those kinds of things and keeping kids focused, they're a little bit challenging. But overall, like I said, I'm hoping for the adrenaline that they have and the excitement they have to compete to really carry them through that and sort of keep those distractions at bay, or, let them keep them realizing the differences between our normal day-to-day and the tournament play.
And Coach, last question. You only have 2 seniors on this team, as Danny Fonseca and Paige Duncan. It's still a very young team, and most of this team really hasn't been to the RMAC tournament yet. So really, what are you seeing from them, and how do you keep those emotions in check where the adrenaline will be running, but how do you keep them from keeping that adrenaline in a positive way? Well,
I think being young is actually a really good thing for us, because if you don't know what you don't know, so if you don't recognize the pressure, you don't feel the pressure. So for us, I'm really happy for us to be in the tournament as a 6th seed with so many young kids. It's going to lay the foundation for what they can do throughout their career. It's not what it might be if they never made it till their senior year, where you might hold on too tight and sort of run yourself out of games. So I'm excited for them. I think it's going to be a good start for us with the freshman class and building with our sophomore class. So, like I said, if they don't know it's there, maybe they won't quite recognize it, but that's what you kind of want out of your young kids. Get out there and be fiery and play it like it's any other game, and then compete and try to find your way, through the top half of that bracket.
Well, there you have it. Head coach Ricki Rothbauer of your UCCS softball team taking on Shattering State in the RMAC tournament. Coach, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Cool.